All right, guys, we're going to be teaching you the shallow cross concept today out of trips tight end formation. Real quick, I just want to do a quick overview of what the shallow cross concept is. Essentially, if I could whittle it down to the most core function of this concept, if you take a look here, it is this right here. It says description, a shallow cross route and a dig are coming from opposite directions. So it's crisscross, and this could be it could be a slant and a drag. It could be a slant and a post. It could be a drag and a dig. There's different variations of this, but every offense in Madden, literally every offense that I've studied of all time, this is the number one way people beat man coverage every single year, okay? Every single year. So how do we run this out of trips tight end? Well, we're going to find a play that either has a dig or a post. So a great example is this play Pat's Y in here. I'm going to put this in my audibles, and then I'm actually going to show you drive post as well, because I think that this is helpful to see multiple variations of the concept. So what we have, again, at the very basic core of the concept, it's a two-man concept, and it is a underneath route and an over top route layered over one another. Okay? So to take it at its most basic form, if we drag the tight end, now this post route to CeeDee Lamb and this drag to George Kittle is the core of the concept. Now the challenge in a formation like trips is we need to create a vertical clear route so that that post can be thrown not only in the middle of the field, but it can also be thrown on the sideline so it can attack zone in multiple ways. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to motion across this middle trips receiver, and we're going to put him on a streak. So now that solves our clear out problem for that post. Now the other side, it can be any kind of vertical route that you want. So I'm going to give you a couple examples. It can be a smart routed in route. It can be a curl route. It can be a C route. It can be a streak route. It can be a post route. Anything that runs past 10 yards. It doesn't matter, and it just has to run past 10 yards. That is the foundational element of this concept, okay, is that it just has to clear space because you have that shallow route coming underneath it. So just for simplicity, we're going to put both of these receivers on streak routes because we're going to focus in on this concept. Now, the way that you're going to read the concept is we're going to look first to that left side, and we're going to ask the question, can we throw the bomb? Can we throw the streak or the fade or the vertical or whatever it is? Then we're going to quickly progress to this post and say, does the defender carry the post route? Does he carry the dig route? If he does, then we're going to look to this underneath drag. If he doesn't, then we're going to obviously look to the post route. So you'll see here, he carries him. So we look to the drag and we throw the drag, and you see there, we're able to beat man coverage. As you can see, fairly straightforward. Now, I want to show you something kind of next level that you can do with this. Let's say that the user runs with the drag route. So when we look at the drag route, it's not really there. Okay, so let's just assume like maybe they drop a zone over there or something. So we look, not there, not there. Okay, now we come back to the post, and you can see that that is beating man coverage over the middle of the field. Super simple, but that is literally the shallow cross concept in a nutshell. And what you put around it is really the elements of offense. So let me give you another example. Now we're going to play some zone. Okay, so the reason that zone is really good against the shallow cross concept, if you think about it, is the hard flats are going to sit down on this drag route. So they sit down on the drag route, and what we're going to do is we're going to high point that dig or that post over there on the right or over there on the left side. This is why it's really helpful to have some type of vertical to clear out the deep zone and some type of flat to clear out the horizontal zones, so that then they have to have a vertical zone, and in this example, a flat zone. If this flat zone could be like a cloud flat and play that post, let me give you an example, like this right here, then what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to say, okay, there it is, and the flat is wide open. I can take the flat now. So you see how this kind of two-man game, you can actually build on it. And again, there's numerous variations of it. Now, the reason I wanted to show you Pat's buy-in is we're going to show you another variation of a shallow cross. Now what we're going to do is we're going to utilize this dig route to George Kittle, and this out route is going to serve as the flat route on that side. So now all we need is our shallow route. Well, our shallow route is going to be this left side receiver on a slant, and then we can wheel the running back out to create that vertical space and that horizontal space from the back. So all we need to do is we're going to motion snap this in a step or two, and now you're going to see kind of what's interesting is that this is going to create really nice space over the middle of the field against man-to-man. Now the other beauty of this, and this is where we come back to like piecing different concepts together, what you'll notice with this, Pat's Y-in, is we're going to have a fade out concept with the out route and the fade. And then what we're going to have is we're going to have the shallow concept between that tight end route and that motion slant. So you'll see right here, now that out route can be a nice little man beater to the sideline as well. So you're giving yourself multiple ways to run the same basic concept. And again, if they sit down on this, and this is the user, let's say the user kind of snaps down to go guard that slant, then this is where you can run this concept like this, and now you have a tight end post route that you have as well. So he snaps down to that slant, and now we highball the post, and you see how that works. So this is how the shallow cross concept works. Fundamentally, it is two routes at different depths crossing one another. Another example could be a in route and a slot apprentice post. So you could do something like this. And again, you're going to need some type of clear out route for the dig, in my opinion. I think so. We could do something like this on the backside. We could we know that C routes are really good at beating man, and it's still going to solve the problem of having a vertical clear out route. So now we're going to do a concept like this. And so you see here, now we have the same basic principle of the shallow cross. So this is how the shallow cross concept works out of trips. You can apply this and cross-apply this to every single formation in the game. The next concept we're going to showcase is the sail concept. But before we do, I do want to recommend, check out the Patreon if you want more on this stuff. All of our ebooks, everything, offensive ebooks, defensive ebooks, everything you need to be successful for just $10. Link is in the description if you want to check that out.